Learn more about upscale consignment for men, women, and the home coming up on my episode of That's My Biz on BizLinks TV.
That's My Biz is sponsored by Visita Live Site and Constant Contact. Hi everyone, Pamela Alexander, and welcome back to another episode of That's My Biz. We're so excited to bring these wonderful shows to you where there's so many businesses, nonprofits, associations that we meet when we're out there networking, and we want to make sure that we introduce them to you. So remember to go to www.bizlinks.tv so you can check this show out again, as well as check out the shows in our archives and meet all the wonderful businesses. You can also go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/BizLinksTV or to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BizLinksTV. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can get updated emails when new episodes are put out there for this show and all of our other wonderful shows on BizLinks TV Network. I want to introduce to you our guest today. We have Miss Jody Klein with Jody's Fifth Avenue. Welcome, Jody.
Thanks, Pam. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Thank you so much. We met Jody a while back, and she was just such a pleasure. We learned about her consignment shop. It's an upscale consignment shop, and so we're excited to bring her on. And actually, this is a perfect time because she just celebrated her 10-year anniversary at this particular location. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a huge achievement for me.
Great. Now, and this is 10 years at this location, but you were already doing consignment at a different location before then, so she has many years, 15 plus years in this business. So now, Jody, the first thing I want to ask you is because I know there's probably a misconception about consignment. So talk a little bit about what a consignment shop really is all about.
Well, the basic term consignment is you give your belongings to a business to sell for you, and you get a certain percentage on the sale. And that's basically how it works.
Okay. So now is it, because where I think the misconception comes is, people think of, a Goodwill where they just give it away, they don't get a percentage back. But now why would someone do a consignment shop instead? And kind of talk about the difference in what you may find at a consignment shop versus just kind of something like a Goodwill.
I think your average consumer has an overabundance in their closets, both men and women. And they open up the doors and they're ready to clean out for the season, and they're mentally calculating what they've invested in their garments. And Goodwill, Salvation Army, all the thrift stores that are available to all consumers, they do a wonderful job. They're a fabulous organization, and they gear towards every individual out there. But when you are looking at that one suit that you've spent a little more than you wanted and maybe didn't get your $500 wear out of it, you want to see what kind of return you're going to get on it. And consignment has just thrived and busted at the seams with that, and people are taking advantage of that, not just with clothes but furniture as well.
Wow, I love that, and I can imagine and relate because we moved not too long ago, and I looked and we were going to give a lot away, and but then I was like, we've got some really nice stuff here, and this could help pay for the move at least, And when you look at what you might be as a write-off, so there are things that we still didn't give away that were nice things, but there were some things, like you said, that had a little bit higher value that you thought, maybe if I do this on consignment, then I can make a little bit back, feel like I'd got something more out of my investment.
Exactly, and the higher price tag the item is, the better your found money is, because that's basically what this all is. Unlike a car that depreciates a few $1,000s, clothes basically depreciate to nothing unless it's a really high tagged item. And like you said, if whatever you get on the return, if it pays for a little extra, then by all means clean out the closets and drawers.
Yeah, I love that. So now, you and then yours is even really an upscale consignment shop, because there's different degrees, and we all know that. And but yours, we went to your 10-year anniversary celebration, which is a lot of fun, but got a chance to see the boutique and have a lot of really nice things. And sometimes you go and you find brand new things. You think in Consignment Shop things are old, worn, all of that, but you can find really, really nice pieces, and you have home items.
Exactly. I started the home goods about 2 years ago, and I just stumbled into it. It was all timing, and it's very eclectic. I try to tell people that even the most contemporary homes can add one mosaic or art deco or something from Europe, to just make the whole room pop. In regard to more upscale, I call it upscale because I want to say I've got items to suit every wallet, every purse. And that could be a medium range designer or label up to the grand poopah of couture. Whatever you're looking for. Not everybody's looking for a Coco Chanel. I try to cover the whole basis and not leave anybody out. Right. I don't want to miss that sale.
That's great. So Jody, tell me, what got you into consignment? I mean, what made you want to start this particular business?
Well, there again, it was just timing. I was on hiatus from working, and I had an acquaintance who already had 2 locations, including one that was children's. And I was just going to help him out to get a little organized, and one thing led to another, and we were partners, and stayed that way for about 6 years, and then I thought to myself, I could do this on my own. It's the consignment industry has taken off, it's busting, and I wanted a piece of it. So I learned from the best, and here I am. I was driving around Sandy Springs in the end of 2005, and I stumbled upon this brand new shopping center and found my space and fell in love with it, and all the hard work started.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. And I want to get into the hard work. We're going to take a quick commercial break to thank our sponsors. But before we go, give everybody the address.
It is 227 Sandy Springs Place, and that is the City Walk Shopping Center, which is right in the heart of Sandy Springs, and that is Sandy Springs, Georgia, 30328.
Fantastic. So everyone, remember, I always tell you, take out your pencil and your paper. When we come back, we're going to get into a little bit of the business side of Jodie's Fifth Avenue and what she's learned as a business and for so many years in business. So right after the break, we'll be right back.
How does your small business stay top of mind with customers? From deals that bring them in with an offer, to social media promotions that turn fans into customers, to events that engage and create buzz, to emails that keep loyal customers coming back. Our easy-to-use tools will keep you in front of your customers.
Visita makes it easier for your business to get paid online. With Visita LiveSite, your clients can pay for any service, invoice, or scheduled appointment right from your website, social network profile, or email. You can accept any credit card or PayPal, and funds will be deposited directly to your bank account or PayPal account at no extra charge. Easily add payment options to your site that fit your brand and website design and are fully supported on mobile devices. No technical skills are required.
We're back, and we always want to thank our sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't be possible, so we definitely want to thank them. And for any of you all that may be interested in sponsoring That's My Biz or any of the shows on BizLinks TV Network, certainly please reach out to us for this show. You can email That's My Biz at bizlinks.tv for more information. So we're having a great conversation with Jody Klein of Jodie's Fifth Avenue and talking about her consignment boutique, which provides upscale items for men, women, as well as for the home. And before the break, I'd said take out your pencils and papers because we like to give you some ideas and tips about just business in general. And for this particular industry, Jody, tell me a little bit about how did just everything that happened in the retail market, how does that affect your business?
I want to say it must have been around the 80s that Goodwill and Salvation Army, they just popped up. Okay. And the word consignment did not surface till years later. Okay. It was always secondhand or thrift shopping. And I think there were always individuals on the hunt.
Okay.
The hunt for something. And it was the hunt and find that had everybody's curiosity. And every time, I guess, the economy of the country goes through its waves and people are penny pinching, they're looking, they still want to shop, but they're looking for ways to spread their dollar. And I think it just became contagious.
Okay.
And people were noticing what individuals were donating.
Okay.
And one thing led to another. In Atlanta, there's a couple of pioneers who started the consignment industry and started with very high-end couture and took it and ran. And then it was just contagious from there and on. And, you know, like I said, it's the find, you know.
Yeah.
You wanted something really nice, but you didn't want to pay an arm and a leg.
Right.
And so somebody else wore it once to your advantage.
Yeah, yeah, and I love the concept because, you know, it doesn't have to be brand new, because sometimes it is brand new, but it doesn't have to be brand new. And, you know, people kind of go through cycles, they change sizes, you know, they remodel their homes, and, you know, why just throw things out when someone else can take advantage of it? So when you even go to consignment shops, just think about, you know, the people that you are supporting as well, because you're helping a wonderful business owner here, and you're supporting small businesses, and then you're also supporting those individuals like yourself that have something, because then you may have a great opportunity to then take something. So tell me, how does consignment work for someone that has items that they want to bring to you?
Okay, I like the items to come in already clean and pressed and ready to go on the sales floor after they're tagged. Excuse me. So individual brings in women's items, men's items, houseware. I go through everything. I reject about 75% of the items for all sorts of reasons. Stains, rips, tears, it's dated, it's too vintage. It may just not be appropriate for the customer who comes into my shop, but maybe for one across town, which I will refer. And they leave the items with me, I tag them. And they're in the store for a certain amount of days, and there are periodic sales. Whatever the final sale cost is, that the client or the consigner gets a certain percentage of the commission, and that has a lot to do with how high-end it is as well, either a 40% or 50% return. And whatever doesn't sell, they can come and pick it up. I do donate a large portion of what these people don't want to come and get, since they've already extinguished it from their home for whatever reason. And I donate to some organizations in the Atlanta area, and I send out itemized tax receipts so people can take advantage of that.
That's great. I mean, and you can't beat that. And then 40-50%, I wasn't expecting to hear that number and to hear it that high. That is fantastic. And I love the idea, like you said, you are really going through the items. So, and this is something that happens a little bit differently than when you go to more thrift stores, where you're truly going through items, being much more particular about the items. And it's, when you go in her shop, it's just like going into a retail boutique. You don't know it's consignment unless someone tells you it's consignment, because of just the quality of items that are there. So I appreciate that. And then that you give them the tax receipts. You don't have to do any work. You just give it. And like you said, if in the end that if it doesn't sell, you know, you would have given it away. So there you go. And you still saved yourself a lot of time. I love that. Now, do you get items from anywhere else other than just people that bring them in for consignment?
No, I'm a traditional consignment shop. I don't trade. I don't buy for many reasons. It keeps the cash flow down. None of the inventory in the store is mine, so when it comes to taxes, I don't have to report that. So, you know, it keeps my overhead as low as possible. And more flexible.
Wow, I love that. I mean, this is a smart business model. I'm liking this don't move in the Sandy Spring area. If you want to do it. So now tell me, what keeps your customers, because one thing we talked about and that I thought about when you were talking earlier is we talk about target audience a lot. One, tell us who your target market is, and then tell us, how do you keep your customers coming back?
I have really had to broaden my target because there are, the household not just Sandy Springs, but in the metropolitan area, which I consider like a 65-mile radius now,
Okay.
Is everybody. Everybody has a certain amount of money to spend, and everybody doesn't. Male, female, whatever they're looking for, the size of that individual. I have noticed over the years that consignment shops put restrictions on what they sell, just like department stores. But I don't want to be that person. I want to be the business owner who has something for everybody, whether they can only afford $5 or $500, or they're a size 2 or a 2 plus, both men, women. And if I can be as versatile as that, then I'm not restricting myself and I'm not restricting the consumer. Because consignment is so big, and everybody's always looking for something.
Yeah, I love that. She has got, I mean, you all really have to go to her shop because, you know, I have to tell this story. We actually had been, we met a while ago and we were getting to the shop but we didn't even realize where Jodie's shop was initially. I mean, it's so easy to get to. We were getting gas right in that area and just needed to look up, and it is such a beautiful plaza. Was City Walk, right?
Yes.
City Walk is such a beautiful plaza in Sandy Springs. You really must get out there, and then the store was so much more than what we already envisioned with it. So you really need to get out. And she has jewelry as well. She has some shoes. So ladies, there's something for you there. And like you said, I love that you're kind of covering, you know, all different wallets. So that's fantastic. So there's definitely a great opportunity. And, you know, again, keep her in mind as well if you have some great items that, you know, you need to go ahead and part with, but you know they're quality items, go ahead and take them out to Jodie's Fifth Avenue so that she can check them out and help you put a little bit back into that wallet sometimes.
Exactly,
so, I love that. So now, Jodie, tell us, now, do you have any type of incentive program?
Occasional discounts.
Okay. Because even we already know it's affordable, but people are still even looking for more on top of that, right? So
they are.
Yeah. So what about marketing? How do you get the word out more about Jodie's Fifth Avenue?
When I first opened 10 years ago, I did every advertising branch there was, and it was trial and error. Even though consignment industry has been out there, to reach the person to come to you that's not in the mall, that people have never heard of. It was a new shopping center. I really had to go out on a lot of limbs. I made a lot of mistakes in advertising. But, you know, it's basically word of mouth now. I do a lot of social media. I rely on the internet. I rely on people's social skills. And with the younger high schoolers, young college kids who are on a budget, they are passing the word around so fast.
Yes.
Especially out and about.
Yeah.
Somebody buys something, they see they're like, that's consignment. Wow, this is great.
Yeah.
I'll still occasionally do a flyer. But I really find social media has just taken off with this whole industry and Instagramming what everybody wears.
Yeah. That's true.
That's kind of my philosophy for this year.
Yeah. Good. And so you all get, you know, you've got to try different things. There's some things that aren't going to work, but sometimes you don't know unless you try. But then, like you mentioned, now relationship marketing is so important. Using social media, you're not going to be able to get away from it. Business owners out there that you know you need to get the word out more. But, you know, there's a lot of great options. You know, we always talk about, because we met at a class talking about email marketing. We always talk about that's the grandfather of social media. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of that and stay top of mind and in front of your customers. So, Jodie, you know, again, congratulations on 10 years in this location and all you've done to grow this boutique and make it such a beautiful place and a place for people to come to and get their items. One more time before we go, please tell everyone how they can get to Jodie's Fifth Avenue.
The address is 227 Sandy Springs Place, which is the City Walk Shopping Center, Sandy Springs, Georgia 30328, or they can go to the website, which is jodiesfifthavenue.biz, and the phone number is 404-256-2511.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us, Jody.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, everyone. Again, we hope you took some great notes, and we hope you start going through that closet after you watch this episode and start grabbing the items and go over to Jody's Fifth Avenue. Just go over to Jody's Fifth Avenue, find some new items to replace those empty hangers that you might have in the closet. Make sure you watch this episode again at www.bizlinks.tv. Also, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/bizlinkstv. Be sure to give us some likes as well as give us some comments for our guest, and then head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/bizlinkstv. Make sure that you subscribe so that you can get emails with updated episodes as they come out, and also make sure you give us some thumbs up and more comments for our guest as well. I'm Pamela Alexander with BizLinks TV Network, exposing your business to the world.